What's crackalacking, people? Now then, I hear and see this a lot on the internet, especially amongst the Nintendo community. The fictional pressure to go out and support a certain game to ensure that a certain developer continues to support the system. I bring up the Nintendo community because that's where third parties seemingly get the most attention, and what I mean by that is the age-old belief that third-party games don't sell on Nintendo hardware, as well as Nintendo players seemingly not liking or not being interested in many third-party games. As a Nintendo player since the NES, I've seen Nintendo go through their ups and downs, but one thing I can categorically confirm to you is that no Nintendo player I have ever known or heard of plays only Nintendo games on their Nintendo platforms. I certainly don't. Now, before I go off track into a rant about this, something I want to probably save for another video some other time, I want to quickly talk about the chatter I've seen around the announcement of LA Noire coming to the PlayStation 4, Xbox One and Nintendo Switch. Once again, because this game is coming to a Nintendo platform, the nonsense has come out again, which normally surrounds Nintendo hardware of late. The Switch, you hear excuses like this. The Switch isn't, powerful enough to run this game, even though the game itself came out on the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360. Trust me, people, the Switch can run this game. It's not an issue. Or you hear stuff like it'll be the worst version. This game will sell like trash because no one wants it on the Switch. We hear this every day, and yes, I'm getting tired of it now. But like I said, that's a rant for another day. What I want to focus on though is the chatter amongst the Nintendo community and outside of it, where many people have come out on YouTube, Twitter, etc., saying that all Nintendo fans best buy this game if you want Rockstar to continue to support Nintendo platforms in the future. My answer to that is simply don't you dare say that in a threatening manner. But I'm just trying to say, don't you dare go out and buy this game if you don't really want it. Acting like you have some sort of prerogative to appease the developers of the world to ensure that they remain on the platform of your choice. The only reason why you should go and buy any game ever is because you want it. Nothing more. Using Rockstar as the example here, because we're talking about LA Noire, a game I own on the PlayStation 3, by the way, and yes, I don't think too much of the game itself, but was very impressed by the facial animations at the time. If LA Noire tanks on the Switch and no one buys it for whatever reason, that's simply because no one wants it. That doesn't bear any reflection on who Rockstar is as a developer in my eyes. It simply means that no one is interested in LA Noire as a game itself. It's quite as simple as that. Should this mean that Rockstar shouldn't bring any of their other IPs over to the Switch, to see if they can tap into another crowd of gamers? Of course they should. If Rockstar the other day announced Grand Theft Auto Chinatown Wars 2, the other day on the Nintendo Switch instead of LA Noire, I would snap that game up day one, especially if it retained the top-down perspective. I loved Chinatown Wars on the DS. I bought that game and I even rated it over Grand Theft Auto 4 at the time. I have nothing against LA Noire. I hope it sells well for Rockstar, but me as a gamer, I have no personal interest in it. So I'm not going to support it in the hope that Rockstar sticks around on the Nintendo Switch. If they decide to base all their support off the sales of one game, then we should all stick our middle fingers up at their righteous selves. The same would go for Nintendo. Imagine Nintendo said, I'm not saying actually Rockstar said this, but it's based in context of my argument here. Imagine Nintendo said, we're only going to make another Animal Crossing if Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival sells well. You'd be like, what? You can kiss my ass, Nintendo. Right? That's what you'd be like. We should not be bowing, down to these third-party developers, on Nintendo platforms, especially in this instance, acting as if they are Chrome's gift to video games. It's as simple as this. If you make a compelling piece of software and people like what they see, then it'll sell. Not all genres will take everyone's fancy, but once again, those who enjoy those genres and see value in the products that are being displayed, then the game should sell itself. Of course, that doesn't always happen because people can, also be idiots. But it's not far off the truth. So please don't feel compelled to artificially buy products you don't want just in the hope that something you perceive to be better comes along in the future, because the future has a habit of not always working out how you planned. Take Skyrim for example. People are talking about buying a game to support Best Fedder on Nintendo platforms, for the first time. Personally, I consider Best Fedder to be one of the worst developers in the world when it comes to technically making their games as a stable product, that in most industries would probably fail the first health and safety tests. Personally, I think the world would be a better place without any Best Fedder games. But there are still people out there who like their products. That's absolutely fine. So if Skyrim sells well, what will we get from them next? The technically broken Fallout 4. That's the type of support we want from third parties, right?
Wrong.
Joking aside, and like I said earlier, only buy the game if you want it. And if these developers don't return because of such things, then stuff them. The most important part is that we don't get into this potentially dangerous mindset, one that is artificial and not representative of what we really want from gaming. So let me know your thoughts below. Agree, disagree, both. I'm interested to hear your opinions on this matter. And as always, thanks for watching. Peace.